folks? Welcome back to the pod. It's been a big week. We were just saying, been a big week off the court, not so much on the court. But a lot to cover. Ian, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, it has been a busy week. Off the court, on the court. Yeah, a little incident has taken some headline news.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, let's get to the crux of it all. Everyone's talking about it. The boycott caught a lot of people off guard, including the other teams as well. Milwaukee Bucks, obviously, didn't come out of the locker room, stayed in. Didn't let the opponents know. Orlando Magic either. So I think they were caught off guard. But what's your views, without getting too political, but your own personal views in terms of Bucks' initial decision?
Look, I think it's something that has been boiling deeply in the US for quite a while. And if you look at it, it's something that actually needs to be addressed at the presidential level, where everyone needs to be shown respect, including police officers. Like, if you look at the incident, and there's reports been released now, and where the guy got shot, he was actually reaching in to get a gun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
that's why,
So he had a gun on him? There was a gun there?
not on him, he had a knife on him,
Okay.
but he was going into his car, right?
Yeah.
And reaching for a gun.
Mm.
And that's when he got shot.
Okay. Right. Well, look, that's new information for me. I did see the video footage pretty early on, and yeah, look, just looking at the footage itself, I think you can understand, given the current climate, the NBA players, which are obviously predominantly a African American black league, and I think they are tired of all the shootings that's happening, police brutality, and the fact that this happened in just down the road from Milwaukee, right? So I understand
Yep.
them taking a stance on that day, but I was actually not supportive of a boycott of the playoffs itself, because for guys like George Hill, if the playoffs wasn't on, right? George Hill, by the way, obviously the point guard for Milwaukee Bucks, he's led the boycott from all reports. Guys like George Hill would never hear about him, if the playoffs weren't on. So it gives them a platform to voice their concerns further, and drive some further actions through the league for what they want. So I wasn't in favor of boycotting the whole thing. That would have been wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I agree taking action on the day. They could have came out and spoke publicly and go, these are reasons why, need to be heard, just speaking up about it and taking some action. So if for them to actually do that, they can, instead of hoarding all their millions to do whatever, buy fancy shit, they can put it back into charities and things to grow that awareness.
Mm.
And I think the key part is educating their brothers, brothers and sisters, to go,
Absolutely.
if you don't
Yeah.
want to be shot, or, they will be mishandled, you got to stop behaving like a child, right?
Mm.
Just, it's time to grow up. It's not the gangs of the 90s and early 2000s anymore, right? You got to take a stand. You got to take that gangster culture out of that.
Mm. Yeah, look, I think given the climate, you'd be a bit crazy to not follow police rules, right? Until reforms come in through police departments, police unions, and so forth, which do need a lot of changes. You know, if I was them, I'd listen to every word they tell me. But I guess the thing is that you're still not guaranteed if you're coming out alive sometimes, even if you do listen to them.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a big topic. It's a big cultural topic in America, and rest of the world's watching, just like us. So CP3 and Westbrook seems to be being quite prominent in terms of the discussion. Sounds like there was a heated discussion with all the players once everything went down. Do you know much about that? Do you want to talk about the players involved?
Yeah, like, there's plenty of discussion with them. I think LeBron took a stand as well, but in the end, I think he ultimately wants to play. I think they were the first team to say they want to resume because LeBron wants that ring.
Yep. Yeah. I think LeBron and Lakers and Clippers initially proposed the boycott of the playoffs. So which was a surprising stance, I guess. Two big teams that would have that seems like they're on their way to winning a chip. So good on them for taking that stance. I think some of the more bigger names in the NBA, like LeBron and so forth, were pretty frustrated with the Bucks because it seemed like they didn't have an action plan.
Yeah, it's like a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. So they're like, well, now what? What do you want to come out of this? Um, and I think they've so just a couple of things in terms of what the NBA's agreed. The owners will convert the arenas to polling booths, which is a pretty big win for them because I think voting and restricting voting rights has been a big issue. Um, and putting donations back into the communities and also engaging the local legislators is something they're going to do. So I think that's big, and sounds like
Hmm.
the goat Mickey J, Michael Jordan, seems to have gotten involved as well between the players and the other owners.
Yeah, I think he was the one that came out and spoke about it amongst the other owners and said, look, they need to pull their heads in.
Mm, indeed, yep. Yeah, good on him. I think he wasn't much of an activist back in the day, but getting involved, he didn't care back then.
Yeah. It's all about me back in the day.
It's all about me, rings, cigars, women, and gambling. That's
Yeah.
that was all he cared about back in the day. But yeah, good. I mean, he's the only black owner, right, out of 30 teams. So good on him for getting involved. So yeah, look, now that the league's starting up, I think we're starting to look forward. Just want to give a quick shout out to CP3, man. He's been quite a strong Players Association president. I'm not sure any other president that's done anything as significant beforehand. So it's been really, really good.
I'm trying to think of a time of who actually was president before CP3.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. I think they were pretty low key names. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. They were more like I think Roger Mason Jr.
Hmm.
If you remember him, I think he was a president for a while. There were a couple of people, but they were low key guys. Whereas CP3 is the first sort of big name, big superstar to become president, and he's done really well. So yeah. So that's off the court. Just earlier in the week, the basketball world stopped and remembered the legend himself, Kobe Bryant. Kobe's birthday was on the 23rd, and the Mamba Day is on the 24th of August. So just remembering him.
Yeah, and it's the day after his birthday, which is funny.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. It's yeah, man. It's been a crazy year, right? I mean, the year started getting real shit 2020 from January onwards when Kobe died. So
Mm. Yeah, it has been a shit year.
since January, it hasn't it hasn't worked out well. We need to put it behind us. 2/3 of the year's in, but look, just on Kobe, I saw um, Pau Gasol spending time with Kobe's wife and the family, which is great, right? The fact that his ex teammates are looking after his family like that, and a lot of people remembering him. It's a tough loss. I guess legends never die, though, right?
Mhm.
And we'll remember him forever.
Yeah, definitely. He'll definitely be remembered for a long time to come. As the current crop of players, they all sort of worshipped him. He was their Jordan in a sense.
Oh, absolutely. In the last generation, anyway. So Kobe, if you're listening, thinking about you, and hopefully the Lakers go out and win a chip for you. All right. So now back onto the court. Games are literally just started beforehand. Houston and OKC's playing. Houston's up by 20 in
Yeah,
Game 5.
it
Yep.
looks like a slappage. The Bucks have played earlier. I think they started at 5 a.m. our time.
All right.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, that's over. Magic,
That series is done.
yeah, Magic did do a good job, but in the end, Giannis and Middleton were too strong.
Chris Middleton's been good the last couple of games, and he's the guy that needs to keep stepping up, no doubt about it. And Russell's back, Russell Westbrook. It's good seeing him out there. I mean, Houston looked like a completely better team, obviously, with Westbrook on the floor as well.
Yeah, I was watching a bit of it before we jumped on, and Westy he's a beast, right? He is just the missing catalyst for that team because
Mm.
it looked lackluster without when I think the previous game
Mm.
where Harden fouled out, and you look at the offense, it was just so shit. It was like Philly without Embiid and Simmons. That's how bad they were.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think they're gonna give. It's looking like, well, I think if they're 3-2 now, they will go 3-2, and Lakers are 3-1 up. It's looking like a Lakers Houston semis, so that's going to be very interesting. Another challenging series for the Lakers. There's no easy series out in the West, so we'll look forward to that. But the other series is Dallas and Mavs just before the boycott happened. You know, it was a blowout win for the Clippers. I was hopeful. I was really thinking, oh man, this could be the upset of the playoffs. But yeah, didn't quite work out that way. And Kawhi came out, and our boy PG-13, PG-13% came through.
I know, like I don't know. Maybe he just waited to the end to prove everyone wrong, make everyone talk about him because no one talks about him anyway.
I think he said that he's been struggling with the bubble life. He hasn't been right in terms of his mentality. So, given the fact that everyone's been giving him shit, I think it made him lift his game, which is good.
Is that because he can't go to the Rippers?
Could be, mate. He's a frequent visitor, just like a lot of those guys, I think.
Yeah, just like James Harden.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and we were talking about who we now call Pandemic P, which is a fantastic nickname, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that is just funny as hell. Funny article came out, man. That series got a lot of personal dynamics going on because obviously Callie Rivers is married to Seth Curry.
Yep.
Dallas point guard, and Kelly Rivers used to go out with our man
Pandemic P.
Pandemic P. Exactly, and broke up because Pandemic P hooked up with an exotic dancer. Can we say that? Yeah, an exotic dancer. And then he ended up settling down with her and having a couple of kids. So I guess he's happy.
Well, the thing about that was he visited her and then done the deed, and then she rocked up 9 months later saying it's your kid, and he's like, no way.
Yeah, I think a paternity test might have been run as well.
Yeah, it was run and it was proven that he was, and then he accepted it, which is good of him. But in the meantime, it should have still did his duty, I guess, and until the paternity test, regardless of whether or not it was his or not.
Yeah, good on him. I mean, he's happy. Look, the cherry on top of all of this is that Pandemic P is being coached by Doc Rivers, Kelly Rivers' dad.
Yeah, that's right.
If
And like we were saying that Doc, he seems to have let it go, or maybe he just doesn't talk to him in a personal matter when they're together.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, look, if Doc can let it go, then all of us can move on as well. So good on you, Doc. Hey, just quickly on Doc Rivers gave a really passionate speech when the shooting happened, and about America not loving their people, and things need to change. So he gave a really good passionate speech. If anyone hasn't heard that, should listen to it. Yeah, so that's it. The other series to watch out for is probably, I mean, we got to wait and see how Dallas and the Mavs finish up. But there's some injuries there. Kristaps is out.
I know. Kristaps, Jesus, and meniscus tear as well now.
Yeah, huh? He's got, man. I mean, he's a great player, but we're going to be one of those guys that's going to be injury prone, huh? He's got that injury prone body.
I think I was reading a Reddit, not that Reddit's a source of truth or whatever, but they were saying how it's the alignment of his hips and his knees that puts pressure on those delicate ligaments, and that's why he's always.
So
injured.
what can you do? Change the way he walks?
Yeah, I guess. What can you do when you're that age, and you got to get some age, like get some I don't know, some sort of aid and help you realign it,
Mm,
or surgery, but that's going to take you a year out of it. But maybe he should now that it's a meniscus
mm,
tear,
mm.
because he had the ACL. I think it was on his
Yep,
left leg,
yep.
right? And this tear's on his right.
Yeah, meniscus is a tricky injury. So hope Kristaps comes back, but look, that just means that Dallas doesn't have a great shot at winning anymore. And just the other tight series is Utah and Denver as well. So
Mm,
let's see who comes out. I think Denver might still come out on top. I think they've still got the better overall talent. A couple of guys went for 50. Donovan Mitchell, Spider Mitchell, playing lights out. So shout out to him. And Jamal Murray, he dropped 50 as well, both in the same game, which is pretty cool.
yeah, it was funny. You mentioned the Utah and Denver, because I think it was Bogut. He was
Mm.
complaining and going, "Why isn't the game on ESPN? Yeah, like for
Yeah,
Australia?" He's like, "Isn't Bogut? I mean, isn't Ingles the only Aussie that's playing in the playoffs at the moment?"
you're right. I mean, Bogues, we'd love to get him on our pod, by the way, but yeah, he's very opinionated. Let's just say that. Gotta love it,
Yeah,
man. You're a good follower, so keep being opinionated. Yeah, I missed those series as well. It wasn't being shown on our TV.
yeah. So I reckon, yeah, they wouldn't worry about the Lakers. That's done. You know,
Mm,
Dame's gone.
that's it.
They're the other two ones to watch, which is the Jazz, Nuggets, and Utah and Denver.
Look, there's going to be some amazing semi-final matchups, right? Lakers and Portland. Now that Dame's done, it's over. Lakers and Houston, and then most likely Denver and Clippers. Very even. I mean, those series could go either way, right? It's going to
Mm.
be a struggle. And out in the East, it's going to be Miami and Bucks. You know, it won't be an easy beat for Miami, that's for sure. But that Miami doesn't have a natural stopper for Giannis, which is going to be a huge concern for them. Um,
Yeah,
and Boston, Toronto, man, Toronto's playing lights out. Very even team. Reigning
yeah. That
champs,
that
right?
that's a, I want to watch, because the Raptors, they ended up being 53-19, right,
Mm,
and coming up on top. Um, so it'd be interesting to see how they play against the Celtics, because I think it was the last time that they won was against the Celtics as well.
yeah, look,
But
it's
they had Kawhi.
yeah, yeah. They had Kawhi, but you know they've got good play from Fred Van Vliet, Spicy P. They've stepped up, right? So still a
Yeah, they
good team.
definitely have. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like overall, I think as a whole, the team have gotten better. They just don't have that superstar.
Let's let's wait and see. Hey, we're in for a treat. Glad the players have decided to come back and play, um, and you know I think it's the right thing to do, and gives them the opportunity to keep spreading their message. But as us as fans through the pandemic, we get some entertainment as well. So I think we all
Yeah,
win. All right, any last words, mate?
I think I've said enough.
Yeah, look, I think we've all said enough for this week. Now it's time to get on with the main business of playing
Yeah, that's
basketball.
it. Time to watch some games, and yeah, today not so good game at 11. So I was starting now. But
Yep, time
we'll
to
see
tune
if
in.
Dame pulls something out of his ass and destroys the Lakers.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. And spread the love.
Yeah, as always, tell your friends, subscribe, hit the bell, let us know what you think in the comments.
Peace
Peace.
out.